I got hundreds of questions after my last video, and 4 of them kept popping up, and today I'd like to answer them. What if I can't remember any trauma? Why does my body hurt when my tests are fine? Is it always childhood trauma underneath the symptoms? And then, will it ever go away? And then I'd like to conclude with a question that will completely shift how you look at your recovery. So let's start. Question number 1. Is it always the childhood trauma beneath the symptoms? Well, technically, it doesn't have to be. Usually, it is. But anything that the brain will perceive as soon as it is entering your unconscious mind can result in the brain creating symptoms. These symptoms are there for your protection. And they protect you in a way that they distract you from the underlying stressor that is coming to the surface. Now, this can be emotional, but it doesn't have to be that per se. But usually the entire pattern of things that you will resist will also have a negative emotional load attached to it. And usually this programming about what is negative, what is positive, what is wanted and what is unwanted started in childhood. Question 2. What if I can't remember my childhood and my childhood trauma? Can I still heal? And the answer is yes. Because usually you can't really remember the things because you were in a state of shutdown, in the freeze response. And luckily, you don't have to remember it because usually memories will deceive you. And eventually the entire thing is physical. It's a physical stressor inside of your upper body. And when you connect with it, you usually will get some memories back. But also that story behind that, it's just a perception, a childhood perception of something that happened. And the entire story around it doesn't really matter, to be honest. It's more about feeling it, and your body will remember. So beneath every layer of symptoms, there is one stressor in your body that you need to deal with. And by not being distracted by the symptoms, you can connect with it. And then it will usually unfold itself into a story. Question 3. Why does my body hurt or why do I have fatigue when all my tests are fine? Well, eventually they will find something. It's not out of the blue that you have this. There is actually something physical happening. And that physical reaction starts with the amygdala that perceives something as a danger, and then there is a cascade of reactions in your body, including muscle tension and all kinds of other processes. So the medical tests come back negative because they are unable to detect these things. But eventually, over time, they will. And there are already some markers that point to fibromyalgia and chronic fatigue syndrome. And that is actually a step away from healing, because then you really think that there is something terribly wrong with your body that won't be cured by anything. But it's good to realize that all of these things that are sort of like destroying your life right now, they are in a way a gift from your body towards you, and it's serving you. But the brain can easily switch it on and off. There can be pain, and after resolving the underlying trauma or emotion or stressor, it can be gone, and then you get triggered, and the next thing comes up, and then it can be an entirely different symptom. Whatever works for you. If you are frightened and terrified by pain, then that is the symptom that your brain will create. But if pain is like completely pointless for you because you don't give a shit about it, then something else will happen until your brain has found the exact thing that will terrify you. And then you have a chronic illness because then you get into a symptom loop. Question 4, I already answered this a little bit. So if I work through the trauma, will the pain or fatigue go away? Yes. But for the next layer that comes to the surface, it might still serve you. And it serves you because the underlying layers of usually emotional pains that you have been carrying are pretty overwhelming. And it's always an attempt of your body to stir your attention away from the body into the mind where you obsess about these symptoms. Then the final question that will completely change how you look at your recovery: if all of this takes a lifetime, will I ever get better? And here you have to sort of like create a different mindset. I don't believe you have a chronic illness. I mean, I use these terms because people identify with it. I believe you either have symptoms or you don't. And you only have symptoms when an unconscious layer comes to the surface, the brain perceives it as a danger, and then it creates a shutdown. Yet, when you release that, it can just easily go away like that. So do you have an illness in these moments? I don't think so. Yet, the next time when something comes to the surface, your brain might still play this game and trick you. Yet what we see over time is that when you, for example, have already processed 20 layers of extreme fear, is that these fears become sort of like part of the comfort zone, and it won't freak you out that much anymore. And therefore, there is less emotion and less resistance attached to this underlying stressor. And therefore, the symptoms will become milder. And if you really don't care about certain symptoms, you might get a change in symptoms. And sometimes the brain will pick a few things to see what works best. Is it vertigo? Is it nausea? Is it pain? Is it fatigue? Is it visual blur? There are a lot of things that your brain can actually try and do. But none of that actually matters. Because if you no longer are terrified or occupied with all of these symptoms, and you immediately take some time for yourself to see if you can release it, then the entire dynamic of a chronic illness can just fall away like that. And then next time when you get triggered and when you feel a symptom coming up, which is probably milder, you take some time and then you try to resolve it. But if you don't resolve it, who cares? You can easily live with some symptoms, especially when they're milder. If you don't manage today, a proper release, then maybe you'll manage tomorrow or the other day. And the less that you are sort of like worried about these symptoms, the milder they will become. And this is something that will happen gradually. So thanks for watching. I hope this helped.